Our live.
On what? Facebook? I don't see it. Hold on, Mr. Al.
Sure, no problem.
Change the privacy. All right, guys. Scott Rodgers here from HPW, and I got Al Bush from. Go ahead. Gold bar status. GBS, man. What's up, Al?
Yes, yes. How you doing? How you doing?
Pretty
How you
good.
doing, sir? How you doing, family? How you doing? Pretty good. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, Al. I am so blessed to have Al Bush here. Backstory: Al and I worked together over in Enterprise, Florida. Working with the youth over there. My wife and I left a little while ago, about 2 years ago, and we came over to the Panhandle, and things have been crazy. Of course, you know I'm a huge wrestling fan. I have HPW, Huge Pop Wrestling, and Al used to watch us on, still does, Collector Dad on YouTube, where we got unboxed Funko Pops and all kinds of mystery boxes. And matter of fact, I think, Al, didn't you win a pair of socks or a couple pair of socks or something like that?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, fun times, right?
Yes, sir. I love it. I enjoy it, man. I tell you, I love tuning into your channels. They're very educational, entertaining. I was watching wrestling when I was a kid, and I used to love watching WWE, Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those are my favorite superstars on the wrestling federation.
Awesome. So I'm gonna hey Kim, my sister popped in on Facebook. So Al, just
yes, sir. Talk to me.
Tell me a little bit about Gold Bar status, GBS, man. Okay. Tell me a little about it.
Yes, sir. So GBS is a brand, right? It's a life coach and advising services. They work with clients and that want to enhance their financial investment, like stocks or some kind of savings account. Work with business owners, expanding business next level, business and branding, financially, and also marketing. We also work with individuals that want to just have, you know what, Al, generational wealth. And GBS came about when you mentioned gold bars. The gold bars have been around for years, and so it's something people handed down to their loved ones generationally. So when you mentioned GBS gold bar status, it was more so of we put together a portfolio, a financial portfolio, for you pass down to your loved ones, whether it be land or business or financial state. So that's what a little more about GBS is more so building a better future for your loved ones. And that's what it's all about, because this gold bar status is very precious, right? And so our loved ones is precious. And so we want to make sure they be taken care of much as we can.
Awesome, man. Yeah, family. Exactly what you said in the beginning. It's all about the family and their future. And so, when did GBS get established, man?
Right, so we established GBS approximately 2 years ago. We went in. Well, I've been doing coaching and professional advising for 5 years, and then GBS came about 2 years ago. First, Al Bush Life Coaching Services, but now GBS was more so of I needed like a brand name, not even a brand name, but a name that stands for itself. And the brand that came about was GBS Gold Bar status, because when you hold a gold bar, and I have one here, to hold a gold bar is so delicate. Let me get out here. This gold bar here is so precious and delicate that you need to break. That's why it's an insert card. And so when we counsel your family and friends or your loved ones, your circle of trust, right? You say, I don't have any family. I have have loved ones, I have a circle of trust individuals. We want to make sure that we're not just a life coaching services or advising services. We're just just and a long-term generational wealth services that we're going to build not just with you as a client, but hopefully work with your loved ones in the future as well. So we work generationally, right? We want to focus on generational, not just one client, but generational. Bring in your grandkids, bring in your nieces and nephews, bring in your kids. Let me teach them about finances. Let me teach them about assets and liquidation. Let me teach them about liability. And let me even credit scores, because all that follows you, follows all of us for years to come, until we leave this great land. And so, I want to just dig on gold bar status again. It's not just for right now; it's long term. Gold's been around for many, many, many years, and that's why I want to make sure my clients have a portfolio they can pass off their loved ones for many, many, many years to come as well.
So
So gold bar status came about.
so your mission probably would be preparing, helping the youth prepare for their future, helping the youth prepare for their family's future.
Yes, sir. Now I'm glad you mentioned youth. So we work with adults, we work with business owners and organizations, executive directors. We work with adults that have financial portfolios or they want to get into the investment business. However, I do conduct Power Hour career development and financial literacy course workshop for the young adults. And also the basics by the investment or even identify what the job they want to be in for a year. Asset portfolio, which is land or business or some type of property, commercial real estate, residential, or multifamily. So it will be more so that our mission statement is help. Our mission statement has to be more so of build for the future of our loved ones,
Okay.
not for ourselves.
Awesome, man. So the generation you're reaching is the youth. Is that mainly what you're reaching is the youth?
Yes, sir. Well, yes. Well, my client, the youth, we mentioned the youth. We want to make sure as adults that our kids live to something positive, leave this world, or our loved ones. So once we have these individuals, and so what I want to teach, right, I'm glad you mentioned that. I want to teach, hey, it's important when you get old enough to be able to have a trickle down effect to your kids because you was taught or someone left something. So when we have to teach, one thing about the youth at today's time, we have to teach them. We have to teach them to be successful in today's society and also to invest in their future. And that's where we're at now. We're in the process of building these young leaders, young successful leaders, to be the best they can be in the future to come.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm going to take the time to Big Boy Games and Nitro Attack and Big and Classic Native. They're all live on Collector Dad YouTube. Next time we'll talk will probably be on the Huge Pop Wrestling YouTube channel. I just want to take a second and say thank you, Al Bush, for encouraging me to continue. I don't know if you remember the story, bro, but when we worked at Fumps, we call it Fumps, right? So we don't have to tell.
Yeah.
So I made jerky and I was passing it around, beef jerky, passing it around, man. And I don't know if you understand what you did when you said something to me. That little spark on me, you know, that I can do it.
Yes,
and I'll tell you guys that are watching, Al's statement was, "This is good stuff, man. Be positive and continue your dreams." I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, sir. I do, man. I love it, brother. Yes.
You know, and then we, my wife and I, moved away from Fumps and moved over here to Fort Walton Beach, and we switched from doing beef jerky to unboxing mystery boxes and Funko Pops. behind me, you'll see my collection, some of my collection, not even, I guess, a quarter, no, probably a tenth of my collection. And you watch those videos and you would send me text messages and you would encourage us to keep on doing it, keep on doing it, keep on doing it. You know what? We're doing it. And a little bit of what happened was we opened a store. And those words back at Fumps 2.5 years ago that you said you can make it, you can do it. I'll never forget those, man. And so I told you, on a conversation last week that this is pretty cool stuff. We were Funko Pop collectors, mystery box collectors. We opened a booth in a flea market, probably about a 6x8 booth in flea market, and every month we would do a $200 to $300 profit. And we decided, you know what, we can do it. We keep on hearing those words, you can do it, you can do it. And we expanded. And I tell you what, I'll text you privately. We had there's 4 days left of this month, or 4 days of this month left. And you would not believe the amount that we're getting. So, and I love it. You know, it's cool. I work with my wife here in childcare, and I work. You know, we own a store together. My family. I mean, Classic Native. He's my son. He's on here. Travis is my other son. They're watching probably. You know, we're doing this together. And I'm gonna tell you what. I have a dream. I have a dream, man. I think this is where Gold Bar status kind of looks at when you're teaching people.
I love it.
My dream, my wife and I's dream, is to open a brick and mortar store. That seems like a lot. It seems like it's scary, and I'll be honest, it is. But expanding to this one from one booth to two booths was scary. But you know what? We succeeded it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, that's very. I'm gonna say something, brother, and that's touching to me, man, because you never did share that with me. And so when the beauty part is that we're able to. The fear of unknown is so critical to us.
Yeah.
Because right? we scared to take that step, right? And when I first got into investment, I was scared, right? When I had a credit score over 600, and now I'm in the 800 club, 1% club. You know, it was scary, right?
Yeah.
When I sat down these business individuals, I said, let's do a SWOT analysis. Let's put together a plan for your business to expand to the next level. The first time I worked with a business person, I was scared. Fear of unknown. But let me tell you something. Sometimes the fear of unknown is to be so perfect because it's funny. It's because if the person you work with, so just a little bit of information, you can share and say a motivated person, you go a long way. Our first investment was only picked by two stocks I did, right? Two companies I invested. Now I'm in 100. Right, and so and my dividends. That's a lot of my clients. My dividends pay for my reinvestment. My stock portfolio is 80% dividends, 20% regular stock. Right, and so because it's a triangle effect. I want my money from my account come to the investment account, and my dividends here. And then I got after profit, ROI, return on investment, and I can have a choice. I can shoot it to my personal account, banking account, or I can put it in my reinvestment bucket. And so when you look at your business, you had one store, now you have two stores. Now you think about opening a brick and mortar store. That's an investment that you're making not just for yourself or for your kids or for your grandkids. And we lived our lives. You know, we live our lives now.
Yeah.
But now we're building a success. Building a track record, we're building a legacy for ourselves, so our kids and grandkids will carry on.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, brother, I love you so much, man, because that means a lot, man. When you was able to not only share that with me, but Scott, we have some talks, on and off talks about the business industry. You know, with your beef jerky. I said, man, let's take it mainstream. We put sit down. You your son and I want to sit down and make a plan together. And then, but however you shift focus. But you And so just that fear of unknown, that's just a blessing. That's what, like that, when they say faith, possible mustard seed, that's all you need to be to make it. Have a good supporting team that supports you, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
That's, you have a supporting cast. You have your good wife. You have your kids. You have your grandkids. Those are supporting cast that say, you know what, dad, granddad, husband.
Absolutely.
Let's keep going, pushing. Let's keep pushing, right? And then we have our circle of trust, myself and yourself, there to motivate us and guide us leaders. See, when I work with, one thing about, when I when I had more interest in investment, not only because I went to, when I went to my college career, I was taking courses in economics, market economics, team design management, entrepreneurship, cultural diversity, media and politics. But I advanced my education. I took a course at Yale University for financial markets, and because I wanted to understand for me, so I could understand it to better my future. Not just for me, it's for my clients. So
right.
When I have these clients, I don't just teach them. I coach them. We hands on paper. They're jacking down what I'm jacking down.
Right.
And so we look at the screen behind me. Investment. People say, "Well, I want to be in the stock market." That's fine and dandy, but it's a day in and day out type of job. And I'm gonna just look you in your face and tell you straight up: when you run the business, it's a day in and day in job. Now we do have primary jobs. We have primary jobs, but we have a second business trying to create residual income. It's a day in and day out job.
Absolutely, and that's key. That's key to the finances. Key to businesses. I don't know how many vendors are in our flea market where we're at, but I bet you probably 100 booths. And there's a lot that aren't. There's a lot that are doing good, and a lot that are doing well. Some that are doing well, some that are doing good, and some that aren't. And the owner of the flea market building, he made an email about a week ago stating that to make the money, you gotta put forth your effort. You need to be in there 2 or 3 times a week. Whether that means straightening your stuff up, putting new product in, so on and so forth. And I'm gonna shout out to Cody. He, my son, he challenged me when it came to adding something to my store, and it was Pokemon cards. And I'm like, no. Whatever. While I put forth the effort, I got my sales tax license for Florida, my business license, and so I could get a wholesaler. I found a wholesaler in Florida. I get Pokemon cards at wholesale. I put the Pokemon cards in my store in a booth. I bought a case for the display, and dude, I can't keep them in there. They're just blowing. And I don't understand it. And it's like, hey Aunt Marcia. I got some people on Facebook watching. But it is true, man. It's you have to put forth the effort. You have to. Yeah, we have our job. We have we care for children, but we're doing what God wants us to do in caring for children. But we have that secondary thing, and I believe someday, I don't know if our goal, our first initial goal is in a year and a half for a brick and mortar. If it don't happen, it don't happen. I got to be smart, and stuff like that. So back to the stock. Hey, I got a real quick question for you. This is kind of funny. Do you invest in GameStop?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I first started my portfolio, I had AMC in my portfolio. I didn't have GameStop. I looked at GameStop. It was like $2, approximately at the time was $2, $3 a share. I got so peed off, man, and I told my client today, and I spoke to my buddy. I said, "Oh man, I wish because it was overnight. Yes, like beginning of this week, it was $18 a share.
Yeah.
And now it is for money. Now, but as you look at the market, right? It's dropped. It's no longer $400 a share. It dropped. Now it's down to like 100 or 240. One. It's up approximately number. I didn't check it recently, but it dropped from $400 a share.
Yeah.
And then now we said, because I invest in the Express company, and I purchased Express Inc. And I made a 208% profit increase on my investment on that, and that was beautiful. But when I looked at the New York Stock Exchange today, it dropped by 50.4%. So when it comes to, and I wish I would have invested into it. Just I bought so much. I thought I purchased so many stocks and hurt. I thought it was going to go up again, and it did. It went belly up, and now I'm sitting on so many hurt shares. But let me tell you something, brother. That's just the beauty of stock. That's the beauty of investment. Investing is a risk type of hobby. However, as I say, it's day in and day out. If you take 1 minute, if you look away 1 minute for that computer, get you a glass of water or some coffee, numbers can change just like that.
Mm-hmm.
It could be $1,000 today. Well, 1 minute, it could be 500 the next minute.
Right.
And so you have to be very, very critical. But I wish I would have. I'm telling you, man, I feel bad, man. I wish I would have stepped into that. I did the numbers today. I said, if I would have purchased this many, that's what I do. I wish I could have, would have, should have. But I'm not really much upset because I made a good profit on my other investment.
Awesome. So I see on your Facebook page, Al Bush, LifeCoach Facebook page, kind of a plug right there. What type of events do you hold? I see you were in a classroom with some teens. What kind of? Can you tell me about those events? How often they are? What kind of fees and what the locations?
So yes, sir. There are financial literacy and career development workshops. Young men and women come out, learn about basic one-on-one economics, budgeting, managing money, self-discipline, how to create, how to generate funding. And also career development.
Okay.
I host them on a monthly basis, and then I have guest speakers coming out. I know next month I have the deputy chief of Daytona Beach coming out, and the detective coming out as well. And so I want to inspire and aspire the young adults start planning for their future now, financially and career mind as well. So they have these career paths, and I just want to give back, man. When it comes to the youth, I'm going to give back and teach and educate them. And that's my gratitude. That's my blessing is to work with them. Have to jot their memory. I get so many testimonies from the young people. Thank you, Al. I wish you could come here where I'm at and same knowledge to my peers where I'm at in this current housing development or program I'm in. But due to COVID, I'm unable to do that. So those workshops. Those power hour workshops, and it's not going to be called power hour no longer because we're going to extend the workshop because now we're going to get more involved. I think next month I'm in the process of trying to do a 3-on-3 tournament with them. Because I want a basketball tournament because I want to be able to, come to common ground with them and show them, hey, I'm down to earth too. I can get out this, I can change this T-shirt, and I can put on some tennis shoes, some basketball shorts. And we can build that rapport, and then we go back and talk about economics and career development. Because one of the main factors that a young person needs, even I as a 34-year-old man, gentleman, is that a sense of belonging. So if a young adult don't feel like they don't belong to no one, then how do we expect for him or her to do something in school or in the community? Right, and so I want to be able to have that support system for that young person. They could call on Al Bush or call on anyone in the Al Bush circle and be a support for him or her, so they could be successful individuals. And so those classes, I'm in the process. It's just myself. And I work with the directors of an organization, and so I know their time is busy. And I told them, I said, I know you're busy, and so it's like myself heading it, but they also my supporting cast. And I hope they can have more time and we put this plan together for me. So I want to take it to every city, every popular city, every city across the state of Florida.
Walton Beach, man.
Yes, I'm serious, man. Because that's my passion. Zero charge. I want to spread the knowledge and just educate the youth because it's so needed, brother. It's so needed.
Awesome.
And we can.
Go ahead. Sorry, finish your sentence.
I was gonna say. So my workshop teaching different. I'm more of an interactive. Now I can run my mouth a little long, but I try to get a little red flag and say, all right, Al, let's do an interactive activity. And so the young adults not only hear me, but they can also reenact what I just taught them. That's go a long way. And they have prizes. I have food for them. So
there you go, food and prizes. Yeah. Hey, I have a one of our watchers on Facebook. His name's William Jones. I'm excited. I'm gonna have the opportunity. His name is Chili Willie on when he in his wrestling career back. He was a ECW wrestler. He has a question. Hey William, if you're there, can you please comment? I'm here. I'm going to ask Al your question. So his question is, how can I find a trustworthy broker online to invest in? How can I find a trustworthy broker online to invest in stocks? Question mark. And should I invest in XRP Ripple?
Well, first off, find a trustworthy broker. I'm gonna tell you something, brother. Well, my clients, I teach them the game, so, because I'm more so of an average Joe. I sat down with a high profile financial investor, and he's like, Al, get your certification in CPA, and so you give him these high profile clients. And I explained that person him in his eyes, say, look, I'm for the average Al, the average Scott, the average James, the average Melissa. I'm for the average those in the business. So we hardworking class men and women. And so I'm willing to teach my clients. When I look at my laptop and look at this dashboard behind me, I sit down with them and teach them how to read it, how to chart it. So what I would tell you, brother and family member, that first off, get my number. I'll shoot you my number. I'm willing to teach you the game. Save the money, because the broker will always, and I'm not discrediting the broker. Many blessings to him and much love to him as well. But if you learn the game yourself, you'll be able to save as much money. You also accumulate as much money. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's very exciting. You can earn a company history from 6 months, or you can tell what the dividend percentage. You can tell what their market cap, how many shares they have, who their competitors are. We start reading the chart. I teach that. It's a beautiful sight. And then also, I'm always available. So if you have any questions, you just ask me and get the time. So you can have a broker. It's up to you. But I'm willing to teach you the game, how to understand it. And then once you know how to understand it, if you say, Al, I'm still stuck, help me out. Have Claims does that. I'm just a phone call away, and I have to coach you through as much as I can. And if I don't know it, I have an awesome network. The platforms. I use many different platforms, and more. So I have Robinhood, Stash, and I use Weevil for updates of companies, the profit gain, and I have a cryptocurrency investor as well, a buddy of mine, cryptocurrency. But I'm still an everybody. I'm more so of a old school type guy, gold bars. I'm getting some silver versus commodities, silver, palladium, and platinum soon. I'm more so of those type of individual. Make sure your portfolio, wherever you invest in, or whatever platform or company you choose to invest with, make sure that is that whatever company you like is in that database. So that's why I'm using multiple databases now. Because I go online and I say, well, let me look into my first database. That company not in there. So let me go. So now I got to download a whole other database because that company's in that one. So let's talk. I'm gonna leave my number here or my direct sale, and let's just talk more about it one-on-one, because it's different. Because it's better once you understand the knowledge of the investment world. And it's a beautiful thing. I won't lie to you. If I don't know it, I have a good client, good network in my network that helps me out, and we'll be able to help you out best way we can.
Hey William, did you get all that? Did that help you? Any other questions? I think Al said he was gonna send me he's gonna give me his number, and I can give it to you, and we can communicate that way.
Yes, sir. Can you give him my number, please?
Yeah, I will.
My number,
I will.
So. And then also, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And then I want to see, one of my main things here is also when we think of property, and sometimes I want to get some property in the United States, right? And I want to get some land, and I will eventually get some property, commercial property, or multi-family property in the United States. That's my endpoint goal. But do you really own that property? No. I mean, do you really own it, right? No, because you pay property taxes. So now I'm in the process of my buddies, my buddies and I, I was at the game, had my investor shirt on, my gold bar status investor shirt on, and when he read my shirt, he said, "Hey man, are you an investor?" I said, "Yes, sir, I am." And he said, "What?" I said, "Well, I'm in the process of looking at in other countries that I don't have to pay property tax for." And so, in those like Cayman Islands, Cook Islands, Fiji, Israel, Kenya, and those type of countries, you want to look into it because now you own those properties. And then, so just keep that in mind when people tell me to get property. In case you do an agricultural property, and then you can put cattle in there. And guess what that is? That's a tax credit, right? And so you probably have to pay nothing, a pennies on a dollar, just a little bit of money for that agricultural zone. But it has to be for cattle or a purpose that share crops, right? So when you look into property and somebody want to leave something for my kids, make sure it's something you can like share crop, cattle, agricultural. But if you want to own like a nice property without those property taxes, try to look for those countries that have that type of resource for you there.
Right. I'm gonna pause for a second on the gold bar status portion. Kind of the business. I just did a business plug. I plugged in on my YouTube channel, Huge Pop Wrestling, on the Facebook comments of the chat that's going on. I challenge you guys to hit that link. Go subscribe to the Huge Pop Wrestling podcast or Huge Pop Wrestling. I also it's Al Bush Life Coach, right, on Facebook.
Al LifeCoach Bush.
Al LifeCoach.
That's LifeCoach Bush. Yes, sir.
Al Life Coach Bush. For a connection there. Go ahead and look at that. There's gonna be a drawing, giveaway here. If I can reach 100 subs on my Huge Pop Wrestling YouTube channel, we're gonna give away a Funko Pop, a wrestling Funko Pop. If I can reach 200 subs, we will go and we'll give away a 8x10 autograph or an autograph something from wrestling. But I challenge you to go to that thing. So one of the things I do is where I got connected with Al over in Fort Walton, where he won a pair of socks, I did some mystery boxes. So if you don't mind, Al, I'm gonna show off what kind of mystery box I get. I get.
I'm listening. I'm all ears, brother. I'm here.
I get a pro wrestling crate mystery box. In it, I get 2 T-shirts. I love wrestling T-shirts. So I'm gonna pull one of the T-shirts out. They send you a card. Pretty good at advertising. Pretty good at the January box. The first T-shirt I got is the Kenny Omega T-shirt. I don't know if everybody can see it. Pretty cool. I like the shirt. I like the color. It's pretty cool. Then the next one is the Good Brothers. Right there. Everybody can see it.
I love the
yeah.
graphics.
So So yeah, I do that, and that's something that I do. I think there's giveaways, so just wanted to put that plug in there. What was your biggest obstacle, man? Because I'm sure this wasn't just easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? There's got to be some kind of. What's your biggest obstacle, man?
That's true, man. I tell you, well, sitting down with an executive director with the organization, been in business for more than 10 years, and just figuring out how can we expand, how can we rebrand this organization and expand services this organization can offer to the community. And so we have to actually do a SWOT analysis and also ask the supporting team, the executive, the leadership team, what ideas they have, and we have to match them together. And then we have to somehow go about executing that plan. And so, the biggest obstacle is trying to get your name out there, man. I tell you, man, it's approximately 330 million Americans, but cut that in half because half of those is minors. So approximately 152 Americans out there, give or take, right? That can, the 18 and above, that can, or even that can somewhat comprehend, or even 17. I met some 17-year-olds as entrepreneurs. So when they have the technique of a marketing, any business, you have to market it. Marketing component is very strong because I have to somehow persuade you, Scott, to purchase my stuff, to purchase my service. And there's 100,000 life coaches, there's 100,000 professional advisors. So my tweak is this. I only specialize in generational wealth. I only specialize in financial investment. I only specialize in business and branding. So when an organization executive director come to me and say, Al, he helped me expand my business to the next level. He helped me expand my business with new ideas. Well, yes, I can. But the biggest obstacle is marketing because now we have competition, right? Gotcha, yeah. And other people, they're wanting the same service. So what are we offering different? What are we offering different? So now we have to go into our think tank and just think about it. We had long hours on the phone. We had long Zoom hours. We had, so many meetings and so many, talk about so many discussions about how can we go about expanding this organization, not just domestically, but internationally as well. And so that's a beautiful thing because families across the world need help, and we're able to help them out as well. So the executive director is phenomenal. I love the whole leadership team, and I thank her for trusting me, with her organization. And she made me VP of the organization. So it's non-paid, it's voluntary, but hey, it's great to be offered a senior position of the organization.
Absolutely.
And that's the restoration of Global Hope Ministry. So yes, sir, marketing is always the biggest thing. And finances.
I seen that. You made that. You mentioned that you're a volunteer of that organization. Is that that lady that she used to work at Fumps, didn't she?
Yes, sir.
Edie and I, my wife and I volunteered at one of her one of her gatherings that she put on. It was I think it was over in Daytona Beach, man. Not Daytona Beach. But
so that was Oviedo. She's the one in Oviedo. Now the organization that, God bless her, I know she's love it. It's called Restoration of Global Hope Ministry.
Okay.
And that's the website as well. And then her name is Pastor. Yes. She's been it for 12 years. Great leadership. Gotcha. But I also have another one. I have 2 or 3 individuals, executive directors with their plans. But generating income is also a key. Is a key factor. That's one of the main things we have because we have private donor sectors, and we have, and that's only one time. Some private donors only give one time. But we want to have the ones that can give on a monthly basis, right? We want the ones that can give more than one time so we can help out the service or the needs of others in the community. The service the needs of others in the community. That's my biggest obstacle, marketing and finance.
Gotcha. Let me see. What has been your biggest challenge? Did somebody come to you and say, what was your biggest challenge you had to help somebody through?
Well, the biggest challenge, one of them was one of my first clients in the investment world. Come to me, and I love it, man. I tell you, when people come and they've been doing this investment for years, and so when I meet with these clients, and the information I share with them, they say, Al, I love what you're saying, and then when they say, Al, I want to turn over my portfolio to you to manage. That's what I like to hear. So the biggest hurdle I have to cross was more so of making sure that client trusts me with his or her financial portfolio. because that's their future, right? So when I go and I always make suggestions. I never make recommendations. I make suggestions. I make suggestions. Hey, get rid of this certain company here because not generating no funding for you. So, and then he followed through that, and then he see the gain, the positive outcome of that, and then so that's beautiful. But the hurdle is trusting someone to manage your funds, to manage your financial future. That's big, God. I mean, I'm a mama's boy. I love my mom to death, man. That's what I work hard for. But I cannot relinquish my banking account to her 100%. You know.
Right. Has there been any?
I love my mama, man. That's my baby.
Yeah.
But you know, when a stranger, and I have to be honest, man. This first time meeting me, we're all strangers. But the knowledge I share with them and her, and they believe, and they've been doing it for years, and they believe in my plan. They believe in what I'm telling them. They believe, and then we get positive results. So many testimonies. Thanks, Al. You're great with finances. Thanks, Al. I really appreciate you for doing this for me. So the big hurdle, the trust issue. But once you get over that trust issue, then we good as gold. Right. I mean, no pun intended, but we good as gold.
Plug that gold bar, right? Plug that gold bar. So this has probably all been smooth sailing, right? Has there ever been any frustrations in this journey?
Most definitely, but I mean, it's frustration every day. So it's competition. It's other competitors that's doing what I'm doing, right? It's other coaches, other advisors that's doing what I'm doing, and so I'm not in the ball game. I'm in the ball game to save. If I can make a difference in one person's life, so one person at a time. That's all I'm in the ball game for. Like I had before I had this podcast today, I met with a business strategist, and I explained to her, and she's like, "Alan, I want you on my platform. Please start marketing on my platform. I love the knowledge you share. Matter of fact, I'm in tune, and I have a degree in accounting, right? I have an accounting degree, and I'm in tune. I give me your number or send me your information. I'm going to be in contact with you." And so I explained to her. I said, "Well, I don't go around getting. I don't want the quantity. I'm more interested in the quality. I don't want to have 1,000 clients, and my quality sucks, right?
Right.
I want to have 5 clients, but the quality is A1. That's the results I'm getting.
Awesome.
And that's the feedback I'm getting. That's a beautiful thing.
You offer online coaching.
Most definitely. The platform, face to face, over the phone, online. The platform there's no endless. I'm open to any and every platform that's available.
Awesome. Because Chili Willie his real name is William Jones. He's over in the Philippines. I'm gonna give him your messenger because it's better to reach him on Messenger than it is on the phone, being that he's over in the Philippines. So
I love it.
All right,
so
that's what's going to happen there.
And also, I started looking into real quick. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm also looking into like foreign currency, foreign stock exchange. So I'm still studying that, like France and other countries have stock markets as well. I even looked into Dubai one point in time. So you got to be a citizenship in Dubai. But even foreign currency, I want to have a diverse portfolio, and that's what it's all about, brother. It's been having a diverse portfolio, been successful. Now, investment, let me assure you all, ladies and gentlemen, investment is a risky business. I don't want to lie to you and say it's easy peasy. I had losses, right? I've had losses. I may have more losses, but my win outweighs my losses. I don't want nobody to steer you wrong.
That's right.
By saying, hey, you're going to always get money. You cannot always get money. That's the name of the game. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to sell, and know when to hold them.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
I probably should ask this. The first question I should have probably asked you is, why did you decide to become a life coach, man?
Yeah, people. Huh? That's my passion. So everybody, even me, man. I won't say everybody, right? most people need some kind of guidance, motivation, right? And so before I came a life coach, Scott, I be, sometimes you need an extra boost, man. I didn't have the extra boost.
Amen to that.
I have confidence now. Yeah, you need extra boost, man.
Yeah.
Just have that. And so it's so important, brother. It's so important to have a positive team around you. If you have one negative seed that's in your circle of trust, well, guess what's going to happen? It's going to pollute everything around you because negativity, unfortunately, spreads whether there's positivity.
Right.
So I have to
right.
make sure my team that I built support myself. I support them, and we all sticking positive. And there's no, we cannot do it, I can't do it. It's impossible. We don't believe in that. We believe in progress. We believe in determination. Things done. And so I became a life coach because individuals that type of same motivation, same determination.
That's what it's about,
same
man.
support system that can push them on out. You'll be amazed, man. You'll be amazed at people successful these days because that support system.
What kind of training did you go through, man, to be a life coach? Is there training to do that, or is there just
Sure.
you just wake up one day and say I'm going to be a life coach, man?
No, man. Well, you can do that. And you sure can do that. Now, I won't downplay that, man. But I went to ICF training, ICF accreditation, Institute Coaching Federation, ICF accreditation, and that was in Orlando, Florida. It was very, very intense studying and intense 3-day seminar. And so, but you can't just stop there because they teach you they just teach you how to be a life coach. But see, now I have specialization, right? See, life coaches, when I first started doing it, it was more so of, it was a life coach. I have life coach certification. I go on a life coach, give me what's your concerns, give me your concerns, and we can move forward from there. But see, now I said, I want to be more specialized. I want to have specialization. So I looked at my repertoire and looked at my toolbox, and I said, well, I took up economics in college. I owned a business, for 7 years. I have previous entrepreneurship skills. I took a course. Well, in college, I took a course in management. Then I also want to expand my knowledge. Go to take a course at UCF for nonprofit management, nonprofit marketing, advanced grant writing, basic grant writing. I picked some FEMA courses up, and then the home run is the Yale University financial marketing course that I've taken up, and I've passed with all honors. Now I'm on the real estate. I got to take the state exam on that, state of Florida. So I can just don't be a real estate agent, but have the knowledge. So the knowledge differentiates me from others because I have not just my own personal opinion. I have statistics, right? And so I'm no longer talking to the average Joes. I'm able to talk to organization leaders, corporations that people have. Hey, Scott, you say, I want to do the big churches. Oh, man, because thank you so much for motivating me, right? But now I'm saying, Scott, now I have more knowledge how to expand your business to the next level.
Gotcha.
Right? And
gotcha.
That's different.
That's huge. That's huge, man.
Yes, sir.
Because when I seen you were a life coach, I maybe some people on that are listening or going to watch this in the future. I would assume that life coaches are like those motivational speakers that get up there, but that's not who you are. So
right. There are some like that, though. There are some like that. There are some like that. But I'm more so a life coach, a professional about it.
Is there any self-teach books that you self-help books that you would recommend to the viewers?
Well, I'm more so of when it comes to financial investments, you can always do the Yale financial markets course. That's the wealth of information comes to investment. As far as like different kind of motivation, get you amped up, pumped up, or whatever the case may be, what kind of literature to have. There's always some determination. My mom purchased me a book some time ago. It's called How to Be Successful, and it's I have in my sports room. But it's a little book, and it breaks down steps. How can you be successful? And I read that. And I take some information from that. And so whatever my advice to whoever out there listening is that, whatever your passion, whatever you're interested in, look up the footage, look up some kind of literature based on what you. So you're going to be a leader. You're going to take a leadership course, start a leadership material. Get your grammar, get your language, get your demeanor, your mannerisms, get all that in check. So when you walk into the establishment or some kind of setting, you already know by your appearance who you are. So when you speak and touch on the same topics, the same knowledge, the receiver already knows. That's a beautiful thing, guy. I be with my buddies. I'm flying. They're all millionaires, man. They're all millionaires, and they're all in the investment, world as well. So when they sit down with me and we talk about investment for the first time, they say, "Al, when I first met him, he really knows what he's talking about." And they be stunned, right? And so it's that you were just talking about, man. Have you tried putt calling? Have you tried this? So they start now. They're teaching me. They're teaching me more, more knowledge of investment. But now I'm at a level now, man. I'm a force to be reckoned with. Had to meet one last month, and he said, "Man, I have a broker." I'm thinking, why do you have a broker? Just let me teach you how to do this. But he say, "Al, I just want to touch." See, a lot of people don't want to touch no money. They want to just put money into my millionaires buddies, they want to put money into an account and let someone manage it. But that's money out your pocket because you got to pay that broker, right? Whether it be 2% or 1% or whatever the fees may be. So as far as the literature, what to read, first identify what you want to pursue, and then once you come to an agreement with yourself, and then want to look for books that can somewhat align what your passion is.
So I got a question, man. That I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be asking this on feed, but I'm not a young chicken. I started my 403b late. Matter of fact, really late. Like whatever. A guy in my shoes that doesn't have very much saved up for retirements per se. Okay, what amount of money would someone, or just an average Joe off the street, what amount of money would you think would someone have to get started in investing and stuff like that? To put forth, like, hey, I got $1,000 to buy a car or whatever. What would be a good amount of money to lay into an investment?
So, yes, sir. So it's funny you ask that question. If I go on the phone with you, my buddy of 15 years, I call him my god brother. I'm teaching the same thing about stocks. And so it's funny because you use $1,000 for example. And so let's say, for example, the GameStop company. And so it was $18. It was approximately $18 a share within the past week. And then so let's do $18 a share. And then say you purchase let's say you purchase 500 shares, right? So you $18 times $500, and then just 1 second. 1 second, okay? I can put my calculator down, but I'm pretty good. So you do $18 times 500. There we go. I'm gonna give you some exact numbers here. Calculator coming up now. 18 times 500. Let's say you put in 9,000. That's a little over your budget. You say 1,000. Let's say you put in $9,000. Now you do that 9 is up to 400. It reaches up $400, right? $400 per share. PPS, price per share. So you do the $450 times 450 times 500. You made $222,000. And so for an investor like this guy, I got $1,000, Al. How do I invest in this? My sole purpose with you will be always put at least 50%. I'm more of an 80 type of guy when it comes to dividends. Majority of your stock investment need to be in dividends because you can reinvest that back into your portfolio, or you can put it into your savings account in your private institution. Now, so with your $1,000, I would say definitely look at what you like to have. Can't say Amazon because Amazon PPS price per share is approximately $3,400. That $1,000 is a fraction of what you're going to have, not even a share, right? So you want to make sure whatever you use for that company, that $1,000 you have in your possession, you want to make sure that you want to put it within 5 different companies, right? And you want to be able to manage that. We want to see a profit. So, for example, if Amazon GameStop was one point in time was $2 a share, and when it was real low, it was real low, approximately $2 a share at one point in time. And say you would have purchased $1,000 of those shares, look at your profit today. So it's all about tracking. One thing I'm gonna tell you that if you invest in any type of company, feel free to pull up the chart. Want to track it? I always track mine in a year. But now you say, well, Al, COVID-19 came in March. Bingo. They want to track it back in February, January. That would tell you what was the PPS price per share before the pandemic came. So now if it's at let's say for example, it's at $50 in February, it dropped down to $10 in March. Now here's in 2021 in January, it's at $35 a share, but it has the potential at $55 a share. You get so when you want to buy that price at $35 a share, you'll be able to get a $20 profit. That makes sense?
Yes.
So and you multiply that, right? So my answer to you, if you have $1,000, and my buddy have $1,000, and you told I want to put my money into a business, what should I do? Well, first I would have that person jot down what's their interest. What interests them? You like McDonald's? You like Walt Disney World? Do you like energy? I have oil in my portfolio because it's always going to be used. So whatever, we have a commodity. So whatever you have for that, wherever your interests are, then we're gonna do homework. We're gonna research which companies we can make that. We can invest at 1,000. Hell, I'd be happy. I'd be happy return to $1,100. $100 profit because it's a profit, right? But the more you invest that, the more your turnaround is ROI.
All right. Wow. That took up that. You start talking, man. We start talking about stuff. That's a great informative stuff.
Sorry, man. I'm being so passionate, man.
I appreciate that. So final question, man. What's your goal for GBS in 2021 and in the future, man?
Man, we're expanding. GBS is expanding, man. This is going to be a household name. So we working with we will continue to reach out to continue individuals about financial investment, about generational wealth, and also about business and branding. It's just going up from here. Partnering and networking with same like-minded individuals and moving together as a unit. I don't believe in the solo mindset, but unfortunately, I've been forced to put myself in that position. But I would love to have a team. I'd love to be in network. I'm glad I network with you, because I'm glad I network with the directors at the local community here, organization here. But it's good to have a team because I can have different perspectives on one's thoughts, right? And so, we're just going up from here, brother. We're going to do more expanding. We're going to do more teaching, more coaching. So I'm glad my buddy, he's in a whole other country, so he wanted to have coaches for me. That means a lot, man. That's so beautiful. Actually, that's my first. If I touch base with, that'd be my first person that I communicate with. That's afar. That's internationally, and that's just a beautiful thing, man. That's my goal, man, to reach internationally, and just to have my buddy there, man, and say, hey, Al, what's these questions here? Help me out with this information. That speaks volumes in it. All thanks to you, God, and also the grace of God.
No problem, man. And that's why we do this. That's why, I guess I'll tell the people watching, the people that watch this video, I'll tell you. It's pretty cool because this is the first live podcast that'll be on HPW, Huge Pop Wrestling. I'll transfer it over there after it uploads on my Collector Dad. And I wanted to be you, man, because you're the encourager. You're the, I'll be reaching out to you about our future finances. My, Funko Mom over there, and our financial future. It is right. You're right. It is part of it. It's a team. And I want to talk to a little bit to people. It takes a team to keep Al going. It keeps a team to keep Huge Pop Wrestling, Collector Dad going. Both Funko, both YouTube channels. I provided links on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel to the Huge Pop Wrestling. Al Bush came to me and says, "How can I sponsor? How can I promote you?" And Al, you're a friend of mine, and you remember what I said. I don't have to repeat it online. You remember what I said. But I basically said, I can't ask a friend to donate money. You can't. I won't. But I can tell, I said to Al, I said, whenever you feel led, there's a PayPal link in my descriptions of all the YouTube videos I do. You're right, not your average KP. It takes a team to build a village. That's what he said. And it does. It takes a team. It takes support to keep us going. I mean, so whatever support anybody wants to give, whatever, I'll probably ramble on for a few minutes. Whatever support anybody wants to give, whether it be a PayPal donation, whether it gives a plug on their Facebook page, whatever. Al, your encouraging text, those are supports. Don't forget, everybody. Al and I have a friendship. I think a relationship, and one thing I teach my kids here, where in foster care, build relationships. Don't burn bridges. And I think that's good. I think that's key in financial situation too. I think you'd agree, wouldn't you, Al?
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Building relationships. And it's what it's about. And we'll continue doing Huge Pop Wrestling and Collector Dad YouTube pages. It's not about, for me, it's not about the numbers. For me, it's about having fun and sharing my passion with people. Giveaways and stuff like that. My wife and I are blessed. This is just a hobby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever comes after, whatever happens. But I'm glad I had Al Bush on from Gold Bar Status. Dude, Gold Bar Status. I learned a lot. And you know what? It is cool. Al, you mentioned it is cool because William Jones from the Philippines.
That's beautiful, man. Hey, I'm gonna celebrate tonight, man.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that to me, that is super cool.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing this guy because I love sport of wrestling, and I feel because he trusted me to link him up with you. I feel that's a friendship, man. And I can say, I'm a friend, of a guy that used to wrestle ECW Chili Willie, and you know what? That's cool. And I'm glad I'm going to help you connect with him. That's what it's about. Helping people connect.
Hey, man.
So I wrote down and said,
blown away.
Thanks for supporting HPW, Al, and promoting us. I'll do the same with you. Keep on doing that. You've always been there for me and my family, bro. In closing, I'll say that. Why the key points of why you've always been there, how I feel you've always been there. You're very encouraging and motivating. And you support my dreams, man, and I appreciate that.
Oh man, hey brother, hey, it's all love, man. This is just the beginning, Scott, man. We gotta have to support each other. So move together as a unit. Because it's team, man. And that 1,000 bucks you have, I want to put a plan together with you, man, and let's make you a financial free. Let's try to anyways, man. Definitely put together a portfolio for you.
Absolutely. I gotta read you something, man. This guy off a YouTube channel, off our YouTube channel, he's called Not Your Average KP. He goes, man, I'm glad I joined this stream. And it says, gotta go. Even though my time here had been short, but I'll definitely join another stream. I wish you all the best and good night. Stay safe and never let anyone bring you down, man. See?
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, you see this right here? This gold?
Yes.
That's my gold belt,
Yes.
man. That's my championship belt, man. NWO for life, bro. So
yes, sir.
yeah.
This is my goal right. This is my goal right here, brother.
Man, you need to get.
Medal, that's my goal. Right here.
I need one of those, bro.
My precious metal killer, and we see coin, and that's I'm telling you, man. Hey, when I got into this real quick, I know we gotta go. 2 minutes, I'm done. When I got into this investment world, man, I met so many great people. Because I met a precious metal dealer, and he say, Al, you know, hey man, I can teach what I'm doing, right? And so when that young man that gentleman told me that, or young man that, so now I'm more in tune with the commodities and precious metals. So if you're really interested in having one, let's make it happen, man. Because this is a new modern days, man. This is a bartering. I can take this all over the world and use currency, same value. No kind of, and if you look, hey man, I got old bills, $2 bills, and old $100 bills. This would be priceless, man. Old currency is priceless for you, but that gold bar, see, all this currency is the same. Old $100 bills, I had to go to the deposit box. All this stuff is current change, brother, and it won't be in some countries. I won't get face value for this, but this gold bar here, you know, this right here, this is face value.
Yeah.
Anywhere around the world. Huh? Sure. And that's my state deposit box. Yeah, man, I love it, brother.
March 23rd through the 28th, man. I believe we're heading over to Enterprise, over that way.
Okay.
You and my wife and I and you will have to get together and have lunch and stuff like that. I will call you as soon as we end this podcast. Probably about give me 10 minutes after we end it.
Sure.
I'll give you a call and we'll talk about the connection that you can make on Facebook with that guy. Again, guys, thanks for joining the podcast, guys. Whoever was out there on Facebook and YouTube, support and like and subscribe. Al Bush has a YouTube. What's your YouTube channel, Al?
Al LifeCoach Bush, Generational Wealth Coach. But when I can, but if I finish this long, if I finish to your body or
yeah.
Channel side or what?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Because mine is Al LifeCoach. Okay, yeah, appreciate it. Because like Generational Wealth Coach, and I know it'd be easy for me to send it to you, and you just copy and paste your body.
Perfect, man. So. Okay. Go to our website. I mean, I can tell you right now, looking at Al's website, our YouTube channel, my Huge Pop Wrestling YouTube channel, all starting out. Help us get to 100 and 200 subscribers. That mean, you know, that's goals, man. That's goals. We were just talking about goals, you know. So let's help us out.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Al, for showing up. Thank you, Al, for coming on board. I appreciate it, man. You're my friend. Love you like a brother, bro. And God bless.
Love you too, man.
God bless.
Always, you too, brother.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Thank you so much.